One of the most disappointing aspects of Cormac McCarthy's The Passenger is that we never get to read the novel that Alicia writes Bobby. We could call it Alicia's final suicide note. And in the Cormac McCarthy archive, however, that letter exists in earlier drafts of The Passenger. And so if you have never read The Passenger and don't want anything spoiled, now is a good time to stop watching this video. So the letter I am talking about is the one that Bobby is carrying around with him for a while, and eventually he lets the transgender character Debbie read at the very end. And once again, as we always talk about on this channel, McCarthy's writing process seems to be to kind of dump into the earlier drafts, have a lot of characterization, overt explanations, like making a lot of the synchronicities that we contemplate if they're real or not, like actually be very deliberate and apparent. And in the Passenger's early drafts, we get something very similar. Bobby and Alicia are much more extroverted characters, and the Alicia in those drafts is starkly different than the Alicia in Stella Maris, which leads me to believe, as everyone already knows, that McCarthy really finalized a lot of Stella Maris in the last 10 to 15 years of his life, if not the last 7 or 8. And his writing prowess at that point in his life really wasn't at its peak, and Stella Maris is really a nonfiction display of a lot of McCarthy's ideas and opinions, and we get a little bit of resolution about the Alicia and Bobby story within it. So I wish I could bring you guys some bigger news. Like, I wish I could tell you guys that Alicia says, hey, guess what? I'm not committing suicide. And that could fuel the Alicia is the next passenger. Excuse me, Alicia is the missing passenger theory. We could also have some of the supernatural theories or Christian themes, whatever themes of Stella Maris elevated. But rather within the letter, it is very simple. She basically says, I'm going to be killing myself. And I love you more than anything in the world, but you're going to have to go into your life, meet someone else, love life, love another, and basically kind of forget about me. And there it is, everyone. Like, that is the big reveal. But I am glad that he left it out because it creates a bunch of suspense throughout the novel, because The Passenger has a lot of suspenseful elements that really carry the plot. We have the plane crash and the whole passenger motif. And a lot of people say that that whole plot line is a misdirection for people not to focus on the real aspects of the novel, and McCarthy's kind of playing with that in a gesturing type of way. But then we obviously have the feds going after Bobby, all the weird stuff that happens out on the oil rig, and then just waiting for any general past memories of Bobby and Alicia to find out more about their story, because who doesn't love to hear about some incest? Like, that's like, oh my God, like, did they fuck? And so I think McCarthy leaving it out was a very good idea, because I think one of the main complaints of The Passenger is that the first 100 to 150 pages is really useless and doesn't really have very much energy. The end of The Passenger is really good, but for anyone who's read Cormac McCarthy, who's read Outer Dark, Child of God, Sutri, there are easily in those books sometimes just 100 pages of nothing. And you have to look much deeper to find the purpose. But to the common reader, it's going to be very boring to them. So what do you guys think? There is the big reveal. Do you guys think he should have put it in there, should have left it out? And are you disappointed about the contents of the letter? If you guys want to see more videos on The Passenger, I will be dropping some more this week as a memento to the 1-year anniversary of The Passenger being released. I'll also be doing some stuff on Stella Maris. I'm finally getting around to all that. And I will see you guys in those videos starting tomorrow. Peace.